folks, before we go on, I just want to check on some sports stats, keep myself sharp here on the sports, and I'll use my computer and just go in here, and I'm going to check, okay.
What's up, world? It's Too Much Dip. My name is Dave. This is episode 15? 15. Doesn't matter. No one's keeping track except for me. I got Dylan, Micah, KJ here. In that order, say hello.
What's up, everybody?
Great.
Very happy to be here. A wild weekend of sports. Ready to get into it.
You're telling me.
Man, I have some news to announce. Headset mic coming back in the picture. The other one's broke. This one's super heavy duty, plus it's Bluetooth so I can connect to anything. I need this so I can sing and dance at the same time. I've been watching way more MJ than usual, studying the greats and do it greater. Stardom loading. Fire emoji.
He's not going to do it greater.
Did you see his Chris Brown rendition today?
Oh, he's dropping new covers, man.
Dude, it was heat.
Shouts to the Phenom. Shouts to you guys. Great to be here.
Your move, KJ.
I've got to publicly say this so I can hold myself accountable, but your boy's about to go through a severe cutting season. Not self-harm or anything, but I might be putting the weights that are in my gym to use.
Hell yeah. Don't you have a squat rack in your garage?
I do have a squat rack in my garage, but
Serious.
I need to actually be out there using it, maybe using dumbbells, more so the chest. I mentioned spending time with the Bromy, my 3-month-old of recent. And there's nothing like being a dad, I'll say that, and like looking down into your kid's eyes and he's like just staring up at your titty. And I'm like, all right, man, one of these has to go and I'm going to keep the kid, but I need to work on the titty. So,
Well, if cutting season works, Mocha Clappuccino can be in full effect, so that's big.
That's true. Skinny mocha.
Damn.
We support you on your journey.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's cold, man. I don't know how to follow that up. As someone who is going to be joining the ranks of fatherhood,
Yeah.
I'm kind of dreading the lack of physical fitness due to the crazy hours, the lack of sleep, the low T that accompanies that.
You used to wear those dad bod T-shirts all the time, though.
No, I didn't wear the dad bod T-shirt. We did make good money on it.
You only sold a lot of them.
We
though.
did sell a lot. I think.
You can just use the Arby's shirt as like a baby wearing device, and so then you're really getting a fit off and holding the kid. Use both hands, still get some games in. It'll work out, man.
Dude, people want more of the Arby's shirt. If you don't know what we're talking about, then just go read a history book. The Arby's shirt has got a place in this podcast somewhere.
We need to get some TMD merch out there for the people. Maybe contribute that revenue to framing the Arby's shirt, getting it put up in the lodge.
I was just going to do a trade. I was going to wear it one day. Then after we finish, whichever one of y'all went the hardest that day, I will do a jersey swap. And you can have the Arby's polo, and I'll take whatever you're wearing. Hopefully it's something that fits me.
What an honor that would be.
Truly.
To receive such an item.
Truly, madly, deeply.
Yeah.
Hey, follow Too Much Dip on Twitter. That's dip with 2 P's. Also on Instagram, Too Much Dip Podcast on Instagram. There you will find social media content. You guys are familiar with this stuff, right? Twitter, social media, Instagram. We've got an intern now. He lives in Miami.
We had a guy just walk by, stop, peek into a double take. What are they doing in there?
Young lad?
About my age, so not really.
What's that guy with that skeleton hanging by his face over there?
Yeah, people are just totally confused by what goes on in here, and I get it.
I'd like to invite him to fuck right off. How about that?
Wow.
He's probably
Damn!
he's probably a nice guy. He's just curious.
He's distracting my co-host.
Sure.
Let's pulling the Guy Fieri outside the diner, just staring longingly into the restaurant.
No, he's doing the Prince William looking into the KFC for the first time.
Yeah.
We just did that on Circling Back.
We did.
It's an electric story.
Synergy.
Brett's breaking news. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet for some reason, please do. Also, leave a review. And every Thursday at about 6:30 CST, that's Central Standard Time, we do a live stream.
Oh, buddy.
If you can't make it live and mix it up with the lads in the comments, we release it as a podcast that night. So your Friday when you get up and you're going into work and you drank too much the night before and you pissed yourself or something, you can just throw on this pod. People piss themselves still, Mike. Don't look at me like that.
Okay.
You can throw this pod on, and it's just a nice little bonus piece of content to have in your inbox on a Friday morning. Okay?
Yep.
Anything else? For the fun and easy banter?
Quick quick meat smokers only plug.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Do we still have the clip?
Is Smoke Some Bitch still present?
We'll see.
I'll allow you to go ahead and find that. When you do,
Oh,
shout
no.
out to
We don't have it anymore.
Listener Scoon. Hit me up regarding the smoker that I own, the Masterbuilt Gravity Smoker. He owns one as well. Had some good banter about it. A lot of good tips that he hit me up with. So your boy will be riding through the off season of smoke season, getting some things off. Maybe a smoked salmon or two.
Oh.
Something for the chili season.
Wow. Speaking of
I know where
grilling
this is
equipment,
going. I know where this is going.
today on Mind of Micah, the podcast, in an exclusive interview with the founder and CEO of Spark Grills.
Not a pod sponsor.
His name is
but
Ben West. It's not a sponsor at all. It's an electric grill. Well, it's a charcoal grill that has all of the capabilities of a gas grill. Very cool.
Wow.
You're gonna have to check it out on Mind of Micah, wherever podcasts are available.
We got it. Yeah.
It's also featured in Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter. Now I'm done.
Tell him to put some casters on it. Looks kind of strange.
Let's do the one thing that everybody tuned in for. And, of course, I'm talking about World Series.
Turn it up.
Major League Baseball, to be specific, in Arlington, Texas,
Yes.
home of KJ.
Agtown.
Home of the Texas Rangers.
Dodgers up 3-2.
Yes.
Off night tonight.
Game 4.
Bananas.
Well, the whole series has been great. It's been very entertaining. The baseball has been high quality. The final play of Game 4, however, was not very high quality, but it was one of the most entertaining conclusions to a game I've seen in a very long time.
Can you walk me through that as I won't say baseball idiot. I watch enough baseball casually to get that, okay, there was a screw up here, but I couldn't tell you who or how they ended up in the situation.
So it was bottom 9, and the Rays were at bat. They were home team. They were down 1 run.
Yeah.
There was a guy in scoring position. I don't know if he's on second or third. A guy in scoring position.
Rosarina was on.
Rosarina
He
was on.
scored the winning
Was
run.
on.
Then
well,
Margot. I think
Might have been
it's Margot.
Margot.
Base hit to center, like right center field.
Mm-hmm.
One guy scores. Rosarina is rounding third base. I believe it's a center fielder, not the right fielder.
It was Mookie.
Are you sure?
It's Taylor.
It wasn't Mookie?
Josh Taylor.
Okay.
From what I understand, he was the one at fault, but I, again, don't know how or
A couple
why.
guys were at fault here. So he bobbles. He doesn't catch it cleanly. The base hit. If he had, then likely Rosarina doesn't even come close to scoring. Okay, so
Yeah.
it would have been a tied game. But he gets away from him, so they send a Rosarina around, and he does the Daniel Jones, and his weight's. He has too much momentum going forward, so he falls over halfway between third and home. And as he's doing that, the ball is cut off and thrown to the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
The catcher thinks that a Rosarina is about to slide in home base, so he tries to do the sweep tag, and he doesn't secure the baseball. So it gets away.
Because he was just blindly timing it, but since
Yes,
Rosarina
exactly.
flipped over.
And meanwhile, a Rosarina who's on the ground, he starts to make his way back to third base. He retreats to hopefully, beat the play back there. Sees the ball got away, so he ends up going in home anyway, head first, slaps home plate with his hands. It was cool. So it was a walk-off base hit. Just a wild finish. You don't see it at that level, that many mistakes in a play like that. So it's kind of wild how it ended.
I think they said on the broadcast that it was the only World Series game in history where runs were scored in 7 consecutive half innings too.
Really?
So things were just going back and forth. It was really a wild game. And last night was a good game too. The Dodgers lead 3-2.
Yeah. Glasnow pitched last night. Can't really find his stuff.
Man, I really set the hot boy up to fail. He's what, 0-2 in the series? I don't know if it's more him or just the fact that Kershaw is finally over the hump.
Glasnow is clearly he's pressing.
Mm-hmm.
His stuff is electric. throws 99. He's got a really strong 12-6 curveball, but he's just pressing.
He did not have it.
Not hitting the
night.
spots.
Lasted longer than I thought. I was
Yeah.
thinking he was going to be 3 and done. He couldn't locate anything. Kershaw, the beneficiary of a failed home steal or stolen. How would you even refer to that?
Attempt to steal home
Attempted stealing of home plate.
Yeah.
by Margot. I think that's where I was.
That was Margot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I guess that's his call, and I guess I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt. I mean, obviously it did come back to haunt him because
Also
they
one of
lost
the more
it.
exciting plays in baseball.
It really
Steal at
is.
home. You don't see it too often.
Kershaw was kind of in trouble that inning. He didn't look great, and then he settled in. What did he go, like 5 1/3?
He seemed to allow a lot of base runners, but managed to squeeze his way out of it most of the time.
Whoever pointed out he looks like my buddy Tyler New is very accurate. I think that was Klein.
Yeah.
I'm watching every Kershaw start through the lens of please don't give more fuel to the Kershaw playoff Kershaw.
Yeah.
People.
Kershaw.
So it makes it that's pretty good. It makes it pretty nerve wracking. But he delivered. I'm having fun. I haven't watched this much of a World Series, honestly and sadly, since Rangers Cardinals. That didn't end well for me. It ended actually like in the worst way possible. So I don't know. This is good. I had a
been
nutty
fun.
brown ale as I
Oh.
watched the game.
Wow.
Dylan,
Let's go.
Ale Smith.
Let's go.
I think I don't think this is going 7. They should take it. I don't know, man. I didn't realize that they were playing last night. Somebody had told me we were playing. I was in Verdansk, and somebody said no, they got an off day. And I was like, okay. I was trying to figure out who does that benefit. You know, losing in a game like that in the bottom of the ninth. For the Dodgers to come out and put up 2, like early, 2 or 3, like that was a huge deal. Kind of surprised me. Shout out to them. Anything else on baseball?
I just hope it goes 7 because it's been so fun.
One, I think, amazing, ironic note was that the center fielder who misfielded the original play was Kiermaier, Kevin Kiermaier.
Not Mookie Betts.
Not Mookie Betts.
Sorry for putting that on Mookie.
Wait, no. Do I have this backwards? No, I'm completely incorrect, obviously, because Kiermaier's on the Rays. I've got this wrong. Because I saw Kiermaier bitching about not getting a Gold Glove and everybody being like, he's phenomenal defenseman, and then I'm getting my wires crossed. Let's carry on.
Who was the
butchered
dude
that.
in the stands doing the suck it?
Who
And the
wasn't
the
dude?
wacky Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That I saw that GIF on my timeline, and I genuinely don't know if that came from Sunday Night Football or from the World Series. I'm assuming it was World Series.
I don't know.
This has got to be the most crass and wild World Series crowd we've ever seen. We had
We had Flounder.
we had Flounder.
Oh,
Made a World
that
Series
needs to be
appearance.
discussed.
Yeah, so we got tagged in this quite a bit. I'd forgotten about that. They do the how do I put this?
The Stand Up for Cancer
Stand up
promotion.
for cancer. Yeah.
To cancer,
Stand
not
up.
like in support of cancer.
Right, we kneel
Shouts
for
cancer. Yeah.
Well, so like everybody in the stadium holds up a sign and they write someone who they know has been affected by cancer, and they'll show the players. They'll show some, they'll show bow tie guy. What's his name? Sideline guy.
Rosenthal?
Yeah, Rosenthal. Ken. Is it Ken Rosenthal?
It is Ken. Yes.
And then they'll show my buddy Flounder, who's in a suite with his lads. I don't know who those guys were. Clay's got a sign up, mask on. Sign says, I stand up for the dude. A reference to Jeff Bridges, who recently came out, has lymphoma.
Yeah.
Ooh, didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I was
very
just
sad.
very confused as to why it said the dude.
It took me a minute, too.
It was just announced that day, so very timely.
Very timely.
topical.
Unfortunately, he was overshadowed by the guy in the stands next to him that held a sign out in front of Clay while hiding behind another guy that said the flag. So it says, I stand for the flag, a reference to the controversy that has plagued sports in the pandemic era.
Maybe just stick to the cancer theme a little bit. Seems to be pretty important.
That was the biggest response, that people were like, well, I wasn't aware the flag had cancer. And then a lot of the other comments in there were then trying to decide if Clay was actually like Texas state representative that covers
saw that.
Arlington, who is, depending on where you stand, an unsavory fella, or, an electrical. electrifying fellow. There's some physical resemblance, but it definitely wasn't him.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was just Flounder.
The-
Decked
It was
out
just
in
Flounder.
poncho.
Yeah, the man of size in that photo was my buddy Clay. You'll know him from @DCarterUff on Twitter. I like to put him up there, or @FlounderOnToFly on Instagram. It was people were assuming it was him too, like holding up the sign. I'm like, no, look closer. It's not Clay. Clay's not holding up. Clay did the Jeff Bridges bit, which if you're gonna do a bit, at least the bit like was connected to.
It worked.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. It was like, oh, people are like, oh, that's nice, and that was like a lot of the comments because I was like, man, is Clay about to get canceled? And then I was like, oh, I can't believe that, like, the dude holding up the Jeff Bridges thing is getting cucked by this other guy who wanted to do a flag bit.
Yep.
That was my thought too, but whatever. It was super left Twitter had a lot of fun with it for about an hour. Who's the ex-Deadspin guy?
Drew, all caps Mattery.
Not Drew. It was the other one, Tim. Either way, he's the one who posted
Not
it.
the one
His-
Bubble Love Sponge article was written about.
Correct. His comments were an absolute war zone, but that was funny.
Rosarina's had the most bases in playoff history. Generic note there. Mookie Betts is on fire. I don't know if we said it earlier, but as, again, a fly-by baseball fan, turning this on and getting to watch somebody like light it up defensively is not something I would typically expect as a casual baseball viewer. And it is very fun watching Mookie Betts play.
I love Mookie Betts, but I think I'm officially a Jock Peterson stan now.
Why?
Just the way he pimped that home run, and then you
Yeah.
heard him when he ran back to the dugout, very awkwardly in a Baker-esque way. They don't want this smoke. And
Is that what he said?
That is what
I
he said.
missed that.
It
You
was,
should only be able to say I'm jocking on that bitch ass.
dude, Jock's a good name.
He hits bombs, man.
You have a child on the way.
Young Jock.
Young Jock Ruff might
Jock
be.
Ruff?
That goes.
Not bad.
Ooh.
Damn. Just
Could even
saying.
get crazy and spell it with a Q or C.
Ooh.
Some options.
Or Jean Jacques.
There we go.
And he'll
Be
love
really into wings. Joke for two.
I can't believe we just let off with baseball. How
Yeah.
about that? People said we wouldn't do that. Now we need to talk about something that's near and dear to our hearts. Support for this podcast, Too Much Dip. It's brought to you by Manscaped. Who is the best in men's below the waist grooming? I say Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Micah, let me ask you this. When was the last time you could see behind the bushes?
I'm not sure what you're.
For
what
me, it
the
was this
reference
morning,
is.
David, because I use Manscaped.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did you use the redesigned electric trimmer?
Yes,
The
I-
Lawnmower 3.0.
Yes,
Is
I
that what
did.
you're speaking of, Dave?
That engineering team, they spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created, and they just released it. Yes, Micah, that's the Lawnmower trademark 3.0.
It's a little disturbing to me how many people don't trim down there.
Yeah,
You know?
you really don't realize it till you get to college.
Yeah. Or when you join Lifetime and spend some time in the locker room, you're like, oh, it seems like a lot of you guys could use Manscaped.
Yeah, not going to at any demographic, but specifically like the 45 and up crowd.
The older gentleman.
You guys checking out a lot of older gentlemen's pieces?
Yes.
We track packages from time to time.
Yes.
Manscaped obsesses over technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Their third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. How about that, dude? They just got dudes in the lab just cooking up ways to shave your balls.
Here's a good line from their copy. It says, when you trim the bushes, the tree stands taller.
What is that referring to?
The absolute truth.
It looks and feels bigger. Like, it just does. I'll say it.
I'm no artist, but shadows, shading, and lighting help out. You clear out some of that brush, the branch is going to do its thing.
Show me the lie.
Okay.
Show me the lie.
Hey, look, when I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave.
That's a lot of that's
No
a lot
one's
of ball
shaving for
hair
90
shaving.
minutes.
That's
You got a
more
real
than
problem.
you need.
You could trim the whole squad with one charge.
You could do some work at Lifetime. Like,
You could go
guys,
on
I
a,
got
let
another
up.
89 minutes worth of trimming
you
here.
could take it with you on a trip, maybe out camping, and if you want to do bits,
That's
start
why-
with
that's
a
why the
heart
battery's
shape,
key
maybe
there.
go to an arrow night 2,
I've seen the arrow
you
done.
know, do the American flag night 3. You've got options.
You could even do it at night. You know why? Because one of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming area for closer and more precise trimming. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with, Dylan, quiet stroke technology.
Love that.
It's the opposite of loud stroke. And let's not forget about the charging stand. Show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is convenient charging dock powered by, you guessed it, USB. At this point, is the whole world powered off USB? I think so.
If not, it should be.
Right now, you can get 20% off and free shipping with code BANG at manscaped.com. Again, code BANG for 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Promo code BANG. Level up. Your balls will thank you. I'm always spent after those Manscaped reads. I just get real torqued for them. You guys want to do a little NFL?
Oh, yes.
So the reason we didn't lead off with this, I think, is I just didn't want to come in and just on a negative, because I think that the main story here for all of us is what went down yesterday in Washington. And we'll start there.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
No, I mean we have to talk about it. I just don't want to.
Well, I didn't want to lead off the show with it, but I just want to get it out of the way.
Yeah. The Cowboys lost to the lowly Washington football team by 22.
So watching this game, I had no expectations. Like, it's the weirdest Cowboys season for me because I'm not even like feeling emotional reactions. Like when there were no big plays yesterday by the offense.
Yeah.
Like, but when Tony Pollard ran one back, like at,
Yeah.
His best one of the year, the only thing he's ever done positive on kickoff return. I didn't feel anything. I didn't get excited. I didn't get off my couch. I'm just dead inside watching this game.
So before a game like this, obviously the Cowboys were in rough shape. They were 2-4 coming into this game. They lost Dak. They lost pretty much their entire offensive line. Secondary's terrible. It's like, okay, the Cowboys stink. We know that. This isn't going to be a good year. But when you go up against a team like Washington, who was also just really terrible, not a good team. You're
Historically
like, okay,
bad offense.
I still thought going into this game, I don't know if the Cowboys are going to pull it out. It's going to be competitive. They're going to compete. It's going to be close. Cowboys might even win the game. So you have like a low bar going in, and now it's just like, where's the bar now? When you lose 25-3 to this team, it's just like, what the fuck? What do we do from here? Like there are now no expectations for the season.
And they tried to murder our quarterback.
And Dalton's head was taken off.
That's one of the worst I've ever seen. Right? That's got to be the worst of the season, the dirtiest hit of the season thus far.
It's up there.
On a QB, I mean,
It's up there.
Apparently he might be back for Eagles Sunday night.
KJ's got something to say.
Let's hear it.
I've got something to say on the hit. If you want to say something about it, the other part of the game,
I don't really want to say anything.
I will be the unpopular opinion here in saying I've looked at the Zapruder film here over and over and over, and I don't know John Bostic that well. I don't know his career that well, but every person who's seen the hit is referring to it as a dirty hit, a like malicious hit, and I just don't see it. It is a reckless hit. It was an unnecessary hit. It's something that should have gotten him thrown out of the game. It shouldn't have been a flag. It shouldn't have been like a suspension after that or anything like that. But the bigger problem that I think people are overlooking here is the reaction of the other players on the field.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the hit goes, I'm not okay calling it dirty.
McCarthy He made comments about the lack of reaction by his teammates when it happened.
That kind of gives credence to me to some of the stuff we heard last week about some of the rifts in the locker room and things kind of falling apart at the seams. When your coach is calling out your team for not standing up for your quarterback getting hurt, like that's.
I mean, last week we had guys speaking out against the coaching staff, and now we have the coaching staff speaking out against the players. This locker room's this is a joke.
I mean, at least Coach Mike McCarthy had some inspiring words in the press conference. Quote, "We speak all the time about playing for one another, protecting one another. It definitely was not the response you would expect." Wow.
He's not
Who's
wrong.
ready to run
he's
through a
not
wall
wrong.
for that
like
fucking bozo?
You want to see especially the offensive line, like
Connor McGovern,
that's your
do
guy.
something.
I know it's not the starting quarterback, but that's your quarterback. That's your guy for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Dude, anybody, like, it was honestly, like, baffling. Like, I went back and watched it, and, like, a couple of the guys, I think Amari, immediately took their helmet off to, like, check on Andy.
Yeah.
And, like, that's completely reasonable. But at some point, like, you got to at least get in somebody's face. It's, first of all, you're on a football field. Everybody's wearing helmets. No one's going to actually, like, throw hands, right? So whatever happens, it's not going to be like a some kind of like NHL brawl. But nobody did anything.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. As a defensive-minded viewer, when watching it, that's probably why I lean towards saying it wasn't dirty play. But John Bostic and his entire team would have expected and probably been okay with someone starting a fight after that, and they would have known they were in the wrong. Kendall Fuller and one other defensive player, their immediate reactions were looking at Bostic like, "What the fuck, man? Why'd you do that?" Like thinking the penalty you're causing, you're throwing away the game here. Like it was unnecessary. But I don't think it was an intentional play. As quickly as the play happened, Bostic leans down. He should not have leaned in with his shoulder and made contact. But if you watch it, another player coming in, a cornerback coming in, was aiming. Basically, if Bostic was to try to jump over Dalton, he's colliding with his own player. His only other option was to kind of go down and roll over Dalton, which he probably could have done without smashing Dalton's head into the ground. And that's where he screwed up. But he definitely did not drive his body into Dalton and land on him.
It didn't help.
He made contact and he rolled over immediately. Yeah, that's what
the helmet flying off looked real bad.
And the ball rolled out right at the same point, too.
It was just it was very hard to watch.
Micah?
You look like you're going to throw up.
The Cowboys they're just terrible. They're terrible. We've spent too much time talking about this dog of a team.
You know what, though?
They should be one. I know they're still like a half game out of first place, but they should be 1-7 or 1-6 or whatever. They're
lucky to have one win.
Yes.
Which win do you feel more comfortable giving them? The Giants, I assume?
Yeah, at least they won the Giants game.
Right.
The Atlanta game, without the ridiculous onside kick and Atlanta being Atlanta, which we saw again this week. Which
on the same page.
We spend too much time talking about this team. They're terrible. And I will tell a quick story about my father reached out to me and said, I recently got on Instagram this week, and I noticed you were talking about the Cowboys with a lot of profanity. And I told him, well, there's really no other way to talk about this dog of a team. They are certified trash.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Trash.
Trash.
You know
hate
what,
them.
though? The whole world has to watch them on Sunday night. Cowboys-Eagles.
Oh, that's hot.
Sunday night.
What a fucking beating.
Is that Sunday or Monday?
I think it might be Monday.
I think it's
Either
a Monday nighter. I think
That's
they're back-to-back
even better.
dog
Don't
Monday
they have
night
Pittsburgh
games.
in 2 weeks too.
And they still
Oh
have to
my
play the
God.
Ravens or the Steelers.
Oh my god.
So,
Yikes.
Assuming Dalton does not play this week, which I thought I heard that
There are some reports that he may.
he shouldn't. Let me just say that, he should not go out there and risk his health for this team. That's not going anywhere. It's going to be the DiNucci show.
Or
No, don't say it. I'm already in a bad
Double
mood.
G.
I'm already in a bad mood.
Yeah,
Double
I
G.
just read that the Cowboys have two other quarterbacks on the roster, and they would not be able to sign another one and get him active for this week
Yeah.
anyway.
So you're saying no cap?
due to COVID protocol, you
Yeah,
have
it's-
to be there for
It's going to have to be old Ben DiNucci or Garrett Gilbert.
DiNucci looks. Did he even complete a pass?
He
did.
completed his first one.
His first
Yeah.
one.
That was
I
a- that
think
was
he
a
went
good
2 for
pass.
3, but got sacked 3 times too. He looks scared.
You could
shitless.
put Pat Mahomes behind this line and with this defense, and what are they winning? 4 more games?
No.
If that.
If that.
2 and a tie.
There's no
maybe.
point.
Without a line, your offense doesn't do it. You can't do anything.
Yeah, especially if you don't have a mobile quarterback. A lot of people were saying they should. Before yesterday, the rumors. Somebody was starting the rumor mill that they were going to trade for Stafford, which makes 0 sense whatsoever.
Yeah, you got to pack it in for the year.
Yeah.
Or maybe Belldozer.
So Belldozer was the emergency quarterback
That dude
yesterday.
couldn't complete a pass in college.
Dude, he
he
Belldoze
knows how to
people.
take a snap from center. So I guess
couldn't-
he's qualified to be the emergency guy.
He
and that's pretty
Belldoze
much
so
it.
many people in college.
Yeah.
He
I
could not
heard,
Did he
complete
beat
a
Texas
pass.
as a quarterback?
I heard he
I
can
don't think
sling
so.
it.
No, he can't sling it. He just can't.
No, I do want to see what Garrett Gilbert has. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
I mean, just for the shit show,
Yeah.
it's a spectacle at this point. Yeah, why not? Throw him out there. Let him get killed.
And for those looking for an update on Thanksgiving, confirmed ruined. Honestly,
at least you-
borderline canceled. I
At
might
least
Zoom
it's
call
already
him.
been ruined. You have no expectations going in. It's not like you're going to go into Thanksgiving with high hopes.
Guess I'm going to have to hang out with friends and family.
At risk of not mentioning the team that the Cowboys played, the Washington football team's defense looks legit. Their defensive line, I should say.
Their line is really, really good.
Deep, strong, fast, hard, whatever you want to say.
Oh, yeah.
All of those adjectives.
Oh, yeah.
Thick,
Landon Collins out?
vascular. Landon Collins might have tore his Achilles.
That sucks. He's really good.
I did not catch the Steelers-Titans, but Steelers are undefeated. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Anybody else any thoughts on that? I missed the game. So
I caught a little bit of it. Got some red zone action on it.
Same.
Did the Steelers look? I'm sorry. I know the Titans had to come back. Stage a comeback to even be in this game. Did it look like something where the Steelers had given up on, or like kind of let off the gas, or
Not to me. I give Tennessee a lot of credit. We talked a little bit about how much Vrabel is impressing me. They just seem like a 60-minute team. Like, at no point do they panic. They stick to the running game. They don't, and they just sort of came back and they really seemed calm, like they thought they were going to come back. And I think it's 3 games in 10 days or something. I mean, they should have. I was impressed that they kept it as close as they did. And if the guy makes a field goal at the end, we're head to overtime.
AFC playoffs will be interesting. Saints, Bucks, Packers all win, not Packs.
Packers went down to Houston and just demolished the Texans.
Yeah. Sorry to step back to what we talked about earlier. Sunday night is Cowboys and Eagles. And then the Monday night game next week, the 1-6 Giants face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So unfair
followed by
for the world.
Followed by the next Monday night, you
No.
have the 0-7 Jets versus the 2-4 Patriots.
That's so bad.
And then the next Monday,
Oh
you
my
have the
God.
1-5 Vikings facing the Bears.
Okay.
Which
Some-
that one sounds like the game of the week compared to the other two.
Somehow, out of those 6 teams on those Monday night games, the Patriots are the ones I'm least interested in seeing. The Giants, as bad as they are, like that Thursday night game, their wide receiver core's fun to watch.
A little scrappy.
They don't have a good team, but Sterling Shepard being back, their wide receiver, Ingram in there, Slayton in there, like it's at least something to watch. Daniel Jones, we probably should mention his 20-mile-per-hour run and fall down.
He's not bad.
Lost in all that is that guy can chop.
Yes.
He was moving.
Yeah.
Who, Daniel Jones?
Dude,
Do you remember the combine?
he was pulling away from people.
You remember when I fell at the combine after my 40 time?
You Daniel Jones did.
I Daniel Jones.
Or maybe
did. Or
he did.
he
David roughed it. Yeah.
He D-manned it. He hit him with a D-man.
So you can
That's
see how
hap-
it can happen. Though.
That's happened
Yeah.
to everybody, right? Anyone who's played sports and is like sprinted,
Yep.
you've felt the sensation of like your weight falling forward and your legs can't keep up.
There's just still
There's no
not
avoiding
fun.
it. Once you've teetered beyond a certain like threshold, you're going down. Like
yeah. If you don't have both hands to like regain and go into full like big cat mode, like and regain your fucking
he was just
bounding.
he was just moving too damn fast for his own good.
Plus, from yesterday, though, didn't touch on this. Zeke, no fumbles. How about that? You got to love it. We're getting there.
And hey, they did not give up 30 points yesterday.
That is very true.
Football team didn't try to score 30 points, but they
Football
did
team
not.
is too classy for that. Ron Rivera, good guy.
They did not try to make it their 6th out of 7 games to give up 30 plus points. But
It's a step in the right direction. We touched on the Patriots. Cam Newton got benched. He was awful.
three
Three
picks.
picks?
Yeah.
Not good.
Fantasy football score of negative .83.
What did
For those
Stidham look
playing at home?
like? I assume not great.
I think they played Hoyer.
Yeah.
And not
Oh,
Stidham.
wasn't not Stidham.
But I mean, who gives a shit? They suck.
Damn.
Sheesh.
I'm just saying.
2-4.
That's really bad.
It's not good. Dave.
According to recent, whatever Cam's feedback, he's embarrassed. He understands his job's in jeopardy. Like going into the season, he obviously thought this was a bet on myself, perform, get a contract
Yeah.
season. You got to think he's taking it serious, but ball don't lie moment for him.
He's like a week off COVID too.
True.
Like I don't know how bad of a case he had, but is that not a thing? Like we don't know how this is affecting dudes. I mean, Zeke had it too.
Corona bro over here.
Yeah. Oh man. Fuck! I'm gonna get the woke Corona takes. That's my woke Corona.
No,
take of
I
the
don't
day.
think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong, but we'll see. I think that it's not like he was lighting it up beforehand, is what most people would probably say.
Let's give it to KJ for the Minshew minute. Hit us with it.
All of that time should be deferred to the fact that Justin Herbert might be the best quarterback drafted in the last 2.5 years.
Dude, that dude is
I
crazy.
really like watching
Short
him.
of Lamar Jackson, Herbert is the truth.
Really like watching him.
He's the football Tyler Glass now.
Put some respect on Kyler, though.
Kyler, for sure. But I also think that there's limitations to what he's been able to do total package-wise.
Herbert looks to be the
Coming
real
up a little
deal.
short. That's a terrible joke. I take that back. But Herbert's legit.
Herbert's what's the difference in those two is a foot in height, I think.
Yeah.
What was the joke you made?
I don't know.
He
It was
said
stupid.
short.
Coming up
He
short.
said
It was
short.
just a bad joke.
Kyler's not tall.
I'm not proud about that. But yeah, the Jags fought hard and they did their job. They lost. The problem is this whole tank for Trevor and never for Trevor like mantra these teams are trying to run out. There's 9 1-win teams, and then the Jets are still without a win. Like, short of an NFL lottery type situation, banking on getting the first pick overall is not happening. Maybe you still screw around and get like Justin Fields, but I don't know.
So you're the Texans, you're the Cowboys. Presumably you don't need a quarterback, right? Let's say you do luck into the first pick.
Yeah.
You trading back?
100%.
You have to, right?
100%. And
Yeah.
you rob them
Oh, yeah.
every first-round pick that
They
can
will
trade.
overpay to get that spot.
Think about Carson Wentz's trade was like 3 first round or 3 ones to get that the Eagles gave
Yeah.
up.
And he stinks. No, he's all right.
I'm just saying.
He's all right. He's all right.
Anything to say about the Cardinals game? I think Hopkins, it takes a lot to explain what Hopkins did on the way to the game.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was.
There was a Trump parade going on in
And he was
Phoenix,
just trolling them, basically.
and they were slowing down traffic, and he's driving around in his Lambo? Ferrari?
yeah.
Convertible.
And basically starts
titties was
swerving
out.
in and out of their parade, flipping them off.
Hell yeah.
So-
Allegedly.
oh,
that's the report from the MAGA folks.
It might be the most high-res photo of a man in a vehicle
Well,
that
it's
I've ever
definitely
seen.
him. It's definitely
No doubt that's Hop.
nobody really. There's no confirmation he
Of
was
the
swerving in and
Very
out.
Yeah, yeah. People were saying, "Oh, he's risking lives by driving recklessly." That's probably a little dramatic.
That's true. Why wouldn't you
I
get
mean,
the video
trolling them,
instead of the
you know.
photo?
Yeah, but apparently he
Yes,
was throwing
yeah.
the bird. It's
Well,
definitely
yeah, that's
him.
true.
He's wearing the same shirt.
Oh, it's him.
I mean, I like it.
He's holding today's newspaper on the way in.
He's on his way to just catch touchdowns.
But a wild finish last night.
Dude, Seattle only plays wild games.
Especially in primetime. Every Seattle primetime game is ridiculous. We said this earlier this season. They always go back to the montage on NBC. Now Michael's like, just another Seattle game. And they all go down to the last play. This thing was really crazy. And if I'm going to give Tennessee credit for playing 60 minutes and being calm and cool and not panicking, Arizona is really it's a team that's not scared of the moment. It was a very impressive win. And Kyler just seems like he's in control at all times.
Agreed.
It starts with him.
Dude, there's nothing you can do as a defense to contain him when he peels out of the pocket.
yeah.
You can best linebacker in football spying him. It doesn't matter. He's still gonna get like net positive yards.
Yeah, that's what Collinsworth kept saying last night. It's like they are trying to spy him, and he's beating the spy because there's just nothing. He's just too elusive,
Man, I
and he
can't
never
believe,
gets hit hard.
I can't believe
It's
Jalen
impressive.
wasn't able to like shut him down against the.
Drop foot ain't good for
Oh.
tracking down Murray. Who did show some wheels was Buda Baker picked off a pass of Russell Wilson's probably around like the 7-yard line. And Buda Baker's fast, as Cowboys fans would know from last week of just demolishing them.
4.33.
And DK Metcalf at 6'4", 220, maybe 230, with probably like 3% body fat.
Yeah. Remember the?
Boy.
I think it was the sequel to the Terminator, like the second of the Terminators. The villain cop who was also like a robot or whatever.
Yeah.
When he's running down that car on the road, that's what it reminded me of.
He's so much bigger than Buda Baker, so
Oh
much
my
bigger than
God.
everybody on the field, and he is just booking in pure form.
That is an athlete right there.
And to Buda Baker's credit, he owned up to it, which I love. He got ran down, and he immediately tweeted like, "DK hawked me."
Yeah.
Wow, it was impressive.
Did I see correctly? DK 4.2540.
I want to see the stats that we got on Daniel Jones as far as miles per hour, because they said Daniel Jones was running at 20 mile per hour top speed, which is like
Holy shit.
Tyreek Hill top speed. I want to know what DK's was clocked at.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that too. It must. I think I saw that they only track the ball carrier speed or something. Because I mean, if he ran that dude back, it's an amazing clip. It
really is. It's just really.
and it was a
impressive.
great play. It ended up saving him 7 points because they stopped him in the red zone too. And then Metcalf, as O.J. Simpson said on Twitter today, had a touchdown in overtime that got called back, hurting O.J.'s fantasy team. But
Damn.
Let's save the Detroit Atlanta for when we talk Penn State Indiana, if that's good with y'all, and just pick Monday night before jumping in. Is that good?
That's good, but can we talk Browns real quick?
Oh,
Can we
yes,
specifically-
of course.
let's
My
just-
bad. I missed the Browns.
No, it's
You're
okay.
right.
Browns win, lose OBJ for the season. I think that's confirmed
Torn
now.
ACL,
Torn
yep.
ACL. Bummer. Let's check in with Baker.
Yeah, for you, I mean, the rhythm you had after the first quarter, you broke a franchise record for consecutive completions there. What was it like to get in that kind of flow?
It's just the necessary mindset of doing whatever it takes to win. It's having to after that first quarter stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh no, that's just how Rip Riders roll.
Oh, my God.
He lost a bet, right?
It.
Or like someone, it was a dare situation. Like I bet you won't drop this Rough Riders line.
There's no way he thought that was like a cool thing to say. That had to have been
Right.
a bet payoff. You're right.
Because it didn't totally fit into the context of the conversation. He had to force it. Like someone
was-
put him
oh,
up
yeah.
to it.
You couldn't force it anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
Shouts to the YO.
we were doing circling back, and I across my Twitter feed I saw Baker's canceled for this, and I was like, oh no. I thought he said
Right.
something like real bad.
Right.
And then when I heard this, I was shocked. I did not expect it to go this way.
Yeah.
But
You think he's just been dropping into Verdansk some, and that's been jamming in his four-wheeler? Because they do have that song on there now.
Really?
Yeah, so I wonder if that's how it got into the
Maybe.
ecosystem of whoever
Right.
the bet
Brought
was
back
between.
to the forefront.
Yeah.
Pop
'Cause-
culture. Look, it was fun
Yeah.
watching he and Burrow kind of trade drives there.
Yeah.
Burrow's going to be really good.
It's going to
He's
be
on a
scary
shit-
when they've got a team around them.
He's on a bad team, but he's going to be really, really good. Man, every time Baker just does something good, a little part of me dies. But he's playing well.
yeah,
Well.
that game-winning throw was pretty sick.
It was. Jarvis Landry put another one just absolutely between the numbers in this game.
Yeah, that's a really fun thing to have, and by that I mean like someone who's not a quarterback who can
Yeah.
throw better than your quarterback.
He just puts it right on the money.
Yeah.
I forgot who he threw it to this time, but
tight
beautiful.
end, one of the tight ends,
Yeah,
I think.
beautiful pass.
Yeah. Now we got to talk about something. Sorry, awkward transition there.
Wait, Monday night picks real
Oh,
quick.
Monday night picks?
Yeah, real quick.
Oh, okay, my bad.
From one Austin area quarterback to another. Nick Foles and the 5-1 Bears take on Jared Goff, 4-2 Rams. Rams are favored by 6. It's in LA.
LR?
Did y'all see Randy's drip when he came in this morning? Show him the coat, Rand, man.
It's actually a pretty cool coat.
Getting
I hate
fitted.
I hate giving Randy credit, but it's pretty dope.
Wow.
Randy, of course, like inexplicably from like where are you from? Indianapolis, but he's a Bears fan or something. It's really weird.
You know where the Bears were based whenever the 1946 season? Me neither. Decatur Staley's is where the Bears started. Decatur, Illinois, hometown of your boy. Or birthtown.
Really?
Birthplace of your boy.
Wow. We're learning a
Fun
lot.
fact.
Yeah.
Give me
It's
the
an
Bears.
amazing, ironic note.
What amazing.
I got the Bears because Randy's jacket is so tight.
Bears.
Yeah, plus
Wow.
6. That's a lot of points for this. They're not bad.
Seems like a lot of points. All 4 of the Rams' wins are against the NFC East, so I'm going to bet against them until they prove otherwise.
Is that true?
It is true.
Bears catching
Wow.
6.
Those don't even count, really.
Damn.
Just saying.
Everybody going Bears?
I am.
All right, I got to make up some ground. I'll go Rams. But yeah, I don't think week 1 I was ready to anoint them, and now
Crown their ass?
Yeah, I was gonna crown them.
The Rams?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, I'll ride with them tonight though. Bears are Nick Foles is not.
I'm going to tune in just to
He's
watch Aaron Donald play.
Exactly.
That guy's worth the price of admission by himself.
I will also take the Rams. And, David, it's not to not allow you to fade everybody here, but I learned my lesson about fading bets when I picked the Raiders after we talked about the fact that they guaranteed would lose.
Yeah, that was tough. The entire O-line had COVID though. That's what I was told. Now it's time to move on to our all-time favorite underdog success story. No, not Baker Mayfield. We're talking Movement Watches, MVMT watches, founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. They've sold almost 2 million watches worldwide by bringing quality designs at fair prices. We're all fans of these. We recently got ours. They look dope. They fit dope. The sunglasses are great. I couldn't say enough good things about Movement.
I just got some of their blue light blocker glasses, Dave.
Oh,
Yes.
you did that.
With the clear lens. They're cool because they don't have like the typical yellow tint you see in the blue light blockers. They're just like regular glasses. So I look dope.
You
while
look
I
pretty
wear
good
them.
in them. You look better than I thought you would, to be honest.
Very
Okay.
Barrett-esque.
Don't know how to take that, but okay.
I can't get enough of their 1960s American muscle car inspired blacktop collection. You know me, I'm a muscle car guy. I always have been.
Yeah.
I'm
see
always
what
in
you're
my
pushing out
driveway.
there. I see you pushing that Mustang out
I
there.
changed my own oil. Check it out. The sunglasses. I've had like 4 pairs of these because they've been a sponsor on like a previous podcast, and I still have all 4 of them because they are so durable. How about that?
I wear them every day, actually. And you know what I love a lot about them is that you can open your Face ID on your phone without taking them off. Not all sunglasses allow you to do that.
That's a huge plus.
It is.
The watches, they're all about looking good while keeping it simple. They don't tell you how many steps you've taken or blow your wrist up with text messages. They're not overly intrusive on life with notifications, all that stuff. Just a classic timepiece. Isn't that what we need these days? Just a classic
I
timepiece?
think so.
It's a crowd-funded startup. We love a good entrepreneur story. That's kind of what we are. We're grassroots.
Sure.
Living under a tight budget, they understand that if you're doing that, it's because they lived it too. I worded that very poorly. They understand you're living under a tight budget because they lived it too. Apologies for that. They wanted real quality products for everyone. They started by college dropouts. How about that? Did you drop out of college? I didn't think so. You graduated. But you didn't start up a $1 million watch company, did you?
You're going to let me talk?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I graduated college.
Nice. Fucking flex. These watches start at just $95. You're looking at $400 for the same quality from a traditional brand. You can save so much money. Watches get a little pricey.
They feel like they cost $1,000, but they don't.
And now you can get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/bang. It's MVMT.com/bang. They're launching new styles all the time. Check it out, movement.com/bang. Join the movement. Bang. We don't have that audio right now.
Okay.
You did it well, though. College football.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
Big Ten's back.
Big Ten's back. Ohio State just jumps right into the top 5. Top 4 even.
Yeah.
You knew they would. They beat the ever-living piss out of Nebraska.
I love it.
This was – I didn't know what to make of this because everybody was like – was Nebraska the only team that really, really wanted to play?
Ohio State, Nebraska were the loudest.
Okay.
Yeah,
then-
Scott Frost came out and said that he's rooting for Ohio State in every game this year except for the one against them because they also supported going back to playing football. I think Iowa was on that list at one point too, but
Iowa really wanted to play football. I only know this because I follow Zach Johnson on Twitter, and he is so horny for Iowa football. It's almost disturbing.
that was not a good week for Iowa football this week.
Not a good week for Nebraska either. That was close for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it just got away.
Imagine being H for Iowa football and then losing to Purdue in week 1.
Producer Randy notes okay off mic.
Coachless Purdue, too, because Jeff Brom, their head coach, tested positive and was not present, I believe.
That's not what you want.
I mean, he
he
may
didn't
have been
wait.
present, but he tested positive last
I
week,
was
so he
told-
had some other stuff in his mind.
He didn't have like 3 subsequent negative tests that allowed him to.
He may have. I don't know if he actually ended up coaching, but he did test positive last week, so
Okay.
he had to spend some time alone.
Did y'all catch the end of Indiana Penn State?
Yes.
Holy shit. That was
This-
exciting.
This game was electric. I did not have any intention of watching Penn State, Indiana. In fact, I think I talked shit about being excited for a Penn State game like 4 weeks into the season, but Indiana's quarterback is not good, but he's a wild-ass ride to watch. Like,
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Look, I love calling for a 2-point conversion in overtime like that when you're the second team to score a touchdown, that is. Especially when you're playing a team that's probably better than you on paper. I love the call. Pick out your best 3-yard play and let's go. And the way that ended with him diving for the pylon, really close. I think he may have been short by a centimeter, but he called it touchdown on the field. Not enough evidence to overturn. That was wild. Mike,
Well, Penn State outgained Indiana 488 to 211 and still managed to lose the game. the big play here, and as a gambler,
I can't wait.
I had bet on Penn State -6.5, or it might have been -7. And I'm watching. They were behind most of this game.
Mm-hmm.
They come back there. I look, and they're up 1, and then I look again, and they're up 8. And I'm thinking, wow, I covered. This is great. When I flipped over and I saw what happened, there was an accidental touchdown. What would we call this?
So,
and this is the same thing that happened
similar
in
to
the
the
Atlanta
Detroit game of why I wanted to kind of package these together. Detroit, Atlanta yesterday in the NFL. In that situation, Atlanta was down by 3.
They were down by 1.
Down by 1. Okay. And essentially they wanted to run the clock out and either kick the field goal or score on their own time, run in the game with the ball. Todd Gurley breaks through the line, essentially gets pushed in the end zone and scores accidentally. As Todd Gurley put it after the game, he was mad as fuck, basically, because he didn't intend to score. The result of that was that the Lions get the ball back, drive down the field, end up scoring. They win the game. Todd Gurley scoring cost them the game. But they needed to score, whereas Penn State was ahead by 1. And this reason why I really wanted to talk about this here, because I believe a couple weeks ago, Penn State did exactly what I think you said you would do if you were a coach when we were talking about the Texans. Penn State up by 1. Their player accidentally scores, and you could tell his heart just fell through his body whenever he realized he screwed up. Coach Franklin was screaming from the sidelines. They go up by 7. And I think at that point you said, I would also kick the extra point and then let your defense play it out because you would be up by 8. I voted for go for 2 there.
And stomp them out.
Correct. And here they kick the extra point. Penn State stays up by 8, and Indiana somehow, some way, drives the field, ties it up, goes to overtime. A lot more had to go wrong for Penn State, but you could have put the game out of reach. Indiana would not have gone. Well, I guess they could have said they would have gone for 2 too, but who knows?
It's true. The ironic thing here is I remember Todd Gurley being one of the first players to make this play.
They even commented on that.
With the Rams, like as a rookie.
Yep.
I think he did it like twice. He did it at least twice where he was going in for a touchdown and just fell down, and they ran out the clock. And I remember it'd be the guys on ESPN, the fantasy dudes, fantasy alert, just being super angry about this. But
and him commenting on about like not caring about it.
And to see him being the one guy who accidentally falls in the end zone was kind of ironic and painful. Like I felt bad for him because he clearly tried to stop.
In the Indiana game, they actually mentioned Todd Gurley by name, saying that he was someone that basically kind of, as you mentioned, was known for this. And then the following day, he kind of screws it up too. So it was wild to have 2 unwanted touchdowns. As somebody who grew up with 3 other brothers, I kind of know what it's like to have unwanted people around the house.
Jeez, that's fucking deep.
I mean, just at your brothers.
I was the 3rd kid, so whatever. I'm one of them.
Michigan killed Minnesota. I didn't watch any of this. Honestly, I wouldn't have watched Penn State, Indiana had you not sent that text. Yeah. I'm really every group tech needs a guy who's willing to like put it all out there and know that no one may acknowledge your text that just says, "Oh, dude, great game on." It's like Coastal Carolina's on. Check it out.
Main event coming up.
Yeah,
that's
need
important.
that guy, and a lot of times that guy's disrespected or just straight up ignored. But KJ, you did a good thing.
We probably need to pay attention to Coastal Carolina. You threw that out randomly, but they're creeping into the top. They were top 25 for the first time last year, and like 21 this week or 20th.
The only thing worth talking about in the Michigan game is that Jim Harbaugh is in year 7 at Michigan not wearing khakis. He was wearing navy pants, and Maria Taylor speculated that they were Lululemon.
Oh.
But he was not in khakis.
Big Maria Taylor fan.
Who isn't? Shouts to Maria.
Kind of the bummer news of the day. Did you see the Wisconsin quarterback Graham Mertz has tested positive for COVID-19?
Yeah. I didn't watch this game, but I saw his stat line. He went 20 for 21.
He went off.
And 5 touchdowns. The kid was on fire.
Yeah, it doesn't seem good for Lovie Smith and Illinois at the moment, but that's a whole nother issue.
Oh, now he's got to sit 3 weeks, huh?
That's the Big Ten rule. So they're waiting to confirm the test. I'd be willing to take some bets of whether or not this test will be confirmed because there were no positive tests before the game. He tested positive on Sunday or Monday. I think Sunday. It had to have been because it wasn't today when I saw this news. And if the rules say you have to sit out 21 days, he would miss Nebraska and Purdue, no big deal. Who can't beat Purdue without their quarterback? It'll be okay. But Michigan,
All right, Randy.
but Michigan seems like it would be pretty critical to have him there for Wisconsin, Michigan.
Yeah, that's a bummer. All the Wisconsin guys on my timeline, mainly Bone Zone, Jared Borslow, are just getting super H for this kid. And he looked awesome. I don't know. Maybe he needs to get a second opinion. Maybe go down to Alabama.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's great. In the Big Ten, you're out for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In the SEC, you're just out for 3 consecutive tests, which I think they were just giving Nick Saban like every 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're running really long. I guess that's all the time we have for college football. Nothing else happened of note.
We don't want to talk Baylor, Texas?
Oh, yeah, we can do that for sure.
Dylan?
A game that no one outside of Waco or Austin cares about. Honestly.
I said Baylor stunk. Let me just put it out.
Yeah, Baylor's not very good. Neither is Texas, but it's what it is what it is.
Yeah, and look, I like Charlie Brewer. He didn't do anything in the first half. They made it interesting because of a terrible Ellinger interception. A game shouldn't have been a game.
Yeah.
He's not good.
He's not great. Not great. Is it better than Bouchel? Great question.
Yeah, let's go to that.
Big
For the combat sports
Big
minute.
12 is very top heavy. Okie State beats Iowa State. Oklahoma State's their only hope.
Top
and
heavy with who? Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Are they that
so
good?
sold.
No,
I mean,
but I'm
they're
saying that's
ranked
their
6th
only
in the
chance.
country.
That's their only chance at a playoff.
I don't think they're like that.
Well, we find out this
they're
week
not head
as
and
they
shoulders
face
above
your
like
Longhorns.
Oklahoma.
Everybody's like gassing up their defense, like because it's Oklahoma State. They're known as a team that's going to air it out on you and not play defense, and now they're playing defense. Let's just tap the brakes on that. Give it a little bit of time.
Well, we'll see how Sam Ellinger does next week against those Okies.
That will be a good test. Obviously, Texas is hot and cold, but is it Spencer Sanders as their quarterback? I think he was back for really his first game. He got hurt in the first game, so he was out for a couple weeks, and they had some buys. Chuba Hubbard is legitimate. So if I want Oklahoma State to stick around just for the chaos sake of it and just so it's not SEC, Clemson, and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like that. So let's hope they stick around.
Okay.
And on Saturday night, the SMU Ponies lost to Cincinnati. No big deal.
Cincinnati's really good. Dude, Cincinnati's good.
Yeah, the Bobcats really got you.
With a top-tier quarterback like Bouchel, it's surprising that something like that could happen.
It was
Yeah.
bad. It was just a bad game. I could excuse it away. In the game, I was trying to drink myself to positivity, which you should never do. Genuine thanks to David for saying let's drop into Verdansk. After that, get some of the bad vibes out. But we got punched in the mouth. SMU got punched in the mouth right out of the gate. Second quarter, they held their own. And then one of the biggest step-ups I've ever seen, high school, elementary, college, NFL, who knows. Clock was ticking, complete a pass, 24 seconds left, and they have 2 timeouts, and they don't call timeout. And Bouchel walks up to the line casually, and they let the clock get down to 5 seconds before Coach Dykes calls a timeout from the sideline. And you've got 5 seconds. You're like, okay, I can't run a play from the 5 now. I've got to kick a field goal. You cost yourself points.
Well, I mean, at least Shane Bouchel's not a 5th-year senior or anything.
That's fair.
Eh.
It's a fair criticism.
It's fair. He's only played like 40 games of college football at this point. He should know better. It was embarrassing. They beat us to shit. Our number 2 receiver also got injured. And Cincinnati doesn't suck. They're deep.
No.
They're fast. They're good.
Dude, their defense is so fast.
Yes. So there you have it.
Okay. Oh yeah, did you guys check the Rice game?
Oh, my God. Hey,
Come on.
KJ, by the way, full disclosure, when I saw the Expose Them segment down here, I thought I didn't know who won the SMU game until you said it. I was like, oh, shit, that he did. I thought, like, maybe Bouchel just went off or something.
No, I was just kidding. It was bad. Yeah,
Okay.
I got to own it. I
Yeah.
talked shit about the Bearcats all year long, and Cincinnati dominated us.
Yeah, they good.
But Rice, who was Rice playing in this game? I never even Middle Tennessee, maybe.
I have never seen
It was Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
I've never
TSU.
seen a quadruple
Can you
doink
pull that up, Randy?
field goal.
It
Has anyone?
I've only seen double doink. I've never seen quad doink.
It's quad doinks, Dave. That's 4 doinks.
And this
And-
is,
and
this
like
is
it
a
was-
potential game winner.
It was heartbreaking. Yes. The game is tied here. It hits one upright, then the middle, then the other upright,
Then the crossbar.
then the crossbar a second time, and falls forward short of the end zone.
Unbelievable.
number 71. I need to find his name and send him a message of condolences because the wild ride of emotions that human being goes through. right up until that point.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see him, he's trotting, he's the left guard, he's running up, he's like, oh, wait, hands go up, we got it. One hand in the air, and then.
That is unbelievable.
Truly a tough scene.
I mean, this is like the Kawhi Leonard shot that hits off the rim 5 times, and you have 4 different reactions.
I would
to
think
it.
this is much rarer than
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But at
For
least
sure.
like you could have 100 different photos of people like in the same
Just holding
3
their
second
breath,
thing,
what
like
is- how's
good,
this gonna
not
finally
good.
end?
We
Yeah.
need
just bananas.
We need Dude
And then of
Perfect
course
to recreate this.
we should mention Rice
They've
lost
been-
the game in overtime.
They've been trying all morning. Yeah, we'll find out how it goes.
That would take 2 weeks. There's no. In fact, like, could you even the physics on this?
You'd have to get the sports
they
science
gotta
guy.
put a
Maybe we
sport-
could call Dan and
You gotta
figure
get
that out.
sports science, man.
Wait, he's sports science guy.
Who?
Am I an idiot and not realizing that Red Zone guy is sports science guy?
No, that is not.
Oh.
Chris Hansen is not the sport.
Oh.
the
No,
No,
sports
he's,
science.
Oh.
he's the Dateline guy.
Yes. Damn it.
Why don't
Scott
you have a
Hansen gets
seat?
Mixed up with Chris
Yeah,
Hansen
it's got to be
nonstop.
tough for him.
Oh man, we done with college football?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a fun week.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Quick dips. We're going to cover the punt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Quote
we're
unquote,
covered.
the punt.
It still hasn't landed. Hey, Combat Sports Minute. We had ourselves a little pay-per-view event
We did.
Saturday. Habib retains his title, then retires. Justin Gaethje. I like Justin Gaethje. Micah, I told you this. He looked gassed in the first round. It was weird.
It did look weird. It wasn't a great performance. We talked about it earlier last week, how this fight was actually done on Abu Dhabi time, and maybe that Gaethje was tired. It seemed he came out, he looked sluggish and slow, and it was weird because Habib had to take off his clothes at the weigh-in and was like grabbing people's arms to like stand up straight. So it looked like he had a hard cut. But yeah, an impressive performance. I love a triangle choke. It's such a demoralizing way to put someone to sleep.
Yeah, it was tough.
And then the
Habib-
retirement.
The retirement, didn't see that coming, but who knows if that's a legit retirement or like a...
Did it seem genuine? I
Yes.
missed
Yeah,
it.
he broke
Yeah.
down and started crying in
He
the
was-
ring after it. You know, this is his first fight without his father, and
Okay.
apparently he was hurt coming in, and he promised his mom this was his last fight. I mean, it's easy to say this, but I too am retired from mixed martial arts. And as soon as Dana White calls me and offers me $30 million to fight Conor McGregor, I will not be retired from mixed martial arts.
Yeah, so I think realistically, you get an interim belt fight. Is it Conor Poirier? Or you got to Conor Poirier, then Conor fights Gaethje, and then Habib comes back, beats Conor one more time. Then he's like, no, seriously, now I'm done.
Now I'm done.
I
He
feel
goes
like
Brady
that-
Quinn on him.
Is Connor still? I guess he fought earlier this year, but I was gonna say, is he still
beat
that high in the
Cowboy.
rankings?
I think he's top 5.
I don't need to see Conor get his ass whipped by Khabib again. Enough.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I would like Conor to
I
retire
would like
also.
to see Khabib versus George St. Pierre. That's the rumor that
super
they
fight.
both would come out of retirement for one fight and
How old
catch
is
weight. Just
GSP
let him
though?
go.
Like 40?
He's been retired for 3 full years, I think.
Yeah. Does he still have the body oil on him?
Oh yeah, he
Dude,
keeps that on him.
Oh, yeah. That dude's an animal.
It's my niche combat sports point for the day.
It was a co-main event. We had Robert Whitaker kind of
Forrest
dominating
kid.
Jared Cannonier. No, not Forrest Whitaker. That was, I don't know. I like Cannonier. He's got some connection to Dallas. I don't know what it is. Whatever. He showed some heart. He's first team all body. He's scary.
Yeah. I enjoyed the afternoon cage fights.
I did too. It was a change of pace. I was trying to do that while
There's a lot of
watching
football.
Texas
Yeah, I was
Baylor,
flipping
yeah.
back and forth. It was good.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
Kind of Habib though, man, looked so good on his feet. Like he was bringing the fight to Gaethje, which you don't really see that often. I don't know. It was kind of a bizarre way to end that. I didn't see it coming. I thought I was going to go 5.
It was also weird. He sort of got him in that submission in a part of the octagon where there weren't camera. Like the referee was blocking the one camera and the other camera guy was moving around. And like it was kind of unclear as to what happened, even when they showed the replays. It was weird.
That's disappointing, especially
Yeah.
since you've got full control of your environment there.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, John Jones, Matt. I added this. John Jones is mad on Twitter because people were like, they were saying Habib's greatest of all time. They were doing their hypothetical all-time rankings, and a lot of people had everybody's got John Jones in their top 4, but he wants to be the greatest of all time, and he was clapping back on Twitter, as he has been known to do as of late, and it's a really bad look. I'll just say it.
We all know his story. He made himself a laughingstock. He destroyed his own career.
Noted cheater. Fair.
Noted,
No,
yes.
John Jones?
That's not proven.
I mean,
noted nose beers enthusiast.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
well, he's
I can
also
get past that. It's the
he also admitted that he hid underneath the ring when USADA showed up at his gym once, and I think that that's something he has now admitted on Twitter.
And he
He's a
when he
cheater.
did it, he was like, just kind of.
Oh, yeah,
but the
probably
PEDs thing.
Yeah, for PEDs.
That was trace. There's still some speculation that wasn't necessarily a steroid thing.
Okay.
And this could be me buying into big UFC, big MMA, like just trying to cover for their, for their GOAT. But I don't know. I still like John Jones. I know he's very unlikable, but I kind of root for him just because he's very fun to watch.
Brothers better.
Brothers, dude.
Chandler Jones, that's everybody knows. I would say nobody talks about the fact, but the Cardinals haven't had him in a couple weeks. John Jones' brother, Chandler Jones, plays for the Cardinals, and it is ridiculous to see that transition between MMA and NFL. And, I think it makes the point that LeBron would beat Cowboy. Or no, it wasn't Cowboy. Who the fuck were they were trying to say?
Colby Covington.
Colby Covington, yes.
Yes.
That was my long way of bringing that conversation back up.
Isn't there a third professional athlete, Jones' brother? I think
Yes.
there's 2 in the NFL,
There's
right?
2 in the NFL. I don't know if
Is
the
it Mike?
the third is still in there. It's Chris.
Who?
Oh, man.
Come on. All right,
Come on.
Let's do some
You
quick.
play too much.
Come on.
Quick dips. Real quick.
Let's do a quick
chips with the dip.
Patrick Cantlay beats John Rahm at the Zozo. Personally, I'm in love with the Zozo. JT had a great chance at this. He was actually tied for the lead at one point, and then he just kind of had a meltdown. Had some really bad shots coming in. It was a weird deal. Cantlay is a weird guy, kind of a psychopath vibe. I like it. He's a top 5er going into Augusta National for me.
How many
My
weeks
personal
away?
top 5.
2.5.
Woo.
2.5.
Is there a tournament leading in?
Let's go.
Or was this the tune-up for most players?
I think they're in Houston right before. They usually are.
Typically, that's what happens. But
I think they put it there.
it's always in April, though, so who knows?
Let's see.
Have you seen any photos of the course of late? Because I know that's we'll talk more Masters
they
when it
released
comes
a
around.
trailer.
I think they're being pretty tight-lip about it. We'll see.
Bryson's now carrying at 400 plus. Your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I mean, it's on a track, man, so it looks to be legitimate numbers. I don't know.
KJ, I don't know how much golf you watch, but I'm assuming you don't watch every tournament. Are you more likely
No.
to watch a guy who's just out there hitting piss missiles?
1,000%.
I thought so.
Between this and what Brooks is doing with his upper bod, it's great to see someone. Yeah, I had to look up what Bryson's measurements were, and I think it was 6'1", 238 or something like that. I was like, you know what? We're not that many lbs away. We're shaped a little bit different. We're carrying it a little bit different, but there's not a big distance in body weight and body height. So maybe I can clean up that swing we saw a few weeks ago and be hitting 40 yards.
It's the left
soon.
leg on the backswing. It's got to stay a little bit more quiet.
If I can get it to 40, then maybe 400's in my future too.
We talked about this on circling back a little bit. I just think it's crazy how he's I'm going to go try and add 30 yards to my drive, and he'll go out and he'll add 30 yards to his drive.
Yeah.
What he's doing is weird and impressive.
Do we know the team that's working with him? Have they turned into an industry? Because I think back to with Tiger. Again, my stupidity in golf, I shouldn't know who Bones, his caddy. I shouldn't know that
Phil's
name.
old caddy.
Or is it Phil's old caddy? Then who was he? Didn't
Tiger's
not
was
caddy?
Stevie Williams.
He had
Stevie
Fluff,
Williams, Stevie,
right?
Stevie.
Fluff was
I'm
his
sorry.
first, then
Stevie is what I was thinking. I shouldn't know these names, but then
Or Hank Haney.
we would hear about that's up in Flower Mound, Louisville. You would hear about these names, and then they would go on to caddy other people or work with other people,
Yeah.
and become an industry. But How have we not seen other people go work with Bryson's group?
He has not put his team on yet. I'll just say that. Like
I see it coming though. I see like the comparison I would make was Tom Brady's trainer.
Yeah.
And the TB12 method, where like he doesn't eat tomatoes because they're too acidic,
Nightshades.
and a bunch of just absolute pseudoscience.
Doesn't he
like,
just pour
I could
water
see-
on his head for concussions or some shit?
Yeah, exactly. I think Russell Wilson's a
Oh, yeah,
believer
that
in
was
that
Russ.
as well. I'm sure Tom Brady believes the same thing.
Mutual respect with concussions.
Yeah, yes. I anticipate there will be an athletic trainer kook that comes from the
Yeah.
Bryson camp at some point, maybe in the next 6 months.
As
We
someone
see
who's
the emergence.
purchased Miss Cleo's cards in the past, like, sign me the F up when that day comes. That they're like, hey, walk in here. 6 months later, you're hitting the Top Golf net.
Ooh.
The back net is what I'm referring to here, I guess.
Are you a bring your own clubs to Top Golf guy?
All right, here's the thing. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that.
I've done it. I've
Very
done it before.
uncool.
I've done it.
But you don't think it's wild that a guy who's been playing golf his whole life and has been like refining his swing
Yes.
can be like, you know what? I'm gonna completely change my swing with the driver, and I'm gonna go as long as I possibly can, and go out and actually find those, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, 80 more yards.
It's
What
only
would be
not-
the equivalent of that? Like a pitcher
It's really
developing a
strange.
new pitch in an off season, but
Or
I guess
going
that's
from-
over
dude,
several
Pitching
months.
from 97 to 104.
Okay.
Like
Like
it's
how?
It's a weird comp, but almost like a pitcher going like a right-hander. He's like, I'm going to pitch left. Like, what?
I don't think it's like that.
Dude, but so it would be weird if it wasn't Bryson. Because Bryson's always been like this. And by that, I mean, like, he has had the one swing plane deal. He's had the shafts of his clubs all the same length. He just has he thinks about the golf swing in a different way. And it is wild because adding distance is one thing. Adding distance and hitting it relatively straight is like borderline impossible.
And consistently that same distance, right?
These
Like,
are
yeah,
long
but
drive.
he is-
These are long drive numbers, like the competitions.
The way that he's swinging, though, I mean, when you watch him play, he's breaking every rule of being calm and, like keeping your lower body calm. Everything he's doing, he's swinging as hard as he possibly can. He looks like he's competing in one of those long drive contests. And to take that to me is the most jarring part, not the part that he got stronger and lifted all the weights. Like, he is just shamelessly swinging as hard as any person has ever swung before. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's fun. It's going to be real interesting to see how many people are pissed at Augusta National watching him just take angles that no one's ever taking.
That was my last question here is, like, knowing that courses react to how the players are playing leading up to it, do you think it was intentional for him to just leak this information and say, I'm playing this way, or, like, to put this out here? And if I'm Augusta National, I'm like, all right, well, how can we combat this? Like, he's going to come destroy us.
The
and
problem
blah, blah,
is,
blah.
though, I don't think
Like, is he gaming them?
they can't. Like, I don't know for sure, but I know they had to acquire some land from a neighboring country club, but I don't think it's ready. They can't move the tee back in a lot of
Gotcha.
situations yet. Now, you'll probably see that in the next couple years, but this year, it's going to be – he's going to go out there and get it. I don't know how he's going to putt, but, I mean, he's going to be in everybody's top 3 for this.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of bombs, has that punt landed in Lubbock yet? Did you guys see this? Significantly long punt.
Dude,
87 yards
that rolled through the end zone,
through the end zone.
like 10 plus yards through the end zone. So I know obviously you don't measure it that way because the football field, you only got 100 yards to work with. But my God.
Honestly, that was the highlight of my Saturday night was this punt.
How? How does that happen?
You got to think there is a Haboob involved.
Sure.
What an asshole.
Which I learned is a wind thing in Lubbock.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wait till
How
it
do you
rains
spell
during a
that?
Haboob. That is an absolute
Haboob.
nightmare. People don't talk about that, but
Dude, it's
you
like-
run your windshields during a rainy Haboob, mud everywhere.
It's not fun.
And there's no sewers in Lubbock. Place sucks. 87-yard punt, but the punter's standing on the goal line. Again, you don't measure what I learned, thanks to Dylan. Carry does not include where the ball lands, but it's where it stops rolling, but where it lands. This, after the roll, is well over 110 yards worth of punting distance. Like, it's insane to see. I was very fortunate to play with Thomas Morstead, who's got a hell of a leg. Punter for the Saints, has been in the league for like 15 years by now, 14 years. And I've never seen him like, he probably could do it, but like to pull this off, it's pretty incredible at any level.
Many people are calling it the Haboob job.
Is that what they're calling it?
That's what I heard.
Really glad Seinfeld's not on this board.
This guy. This guy.
That's not. There we go.
It was real, and it was spectacular. Thank you.
To contrast that with the Boise State punt, I didn't see this live.
Still going.
I didn't see the Boise State punt live. No way. I didn't watch New Mexico State and Boise State, or Utah State and Boise State. But the Boise State punter lines up to punt from Utah State. So I'm trying to see it here. 40. Don't know why they were punting. Hits off their up back and goes for a negative 36-yard punt.
Was that funnier than the triple or quadruple doink? Like what's
No, the quad doink is still the highlight of the week.
It's
the kicking
funnier.
highlight.
It's not as outrageous, but it's funnier.
I've never seen a punt in. I don't know.
Your probably first reaction is it got blocked, but just the fire sale that happens right after, everybody scrambling to go run it down, and then it's just trying to catch the grease pig of like jumping on the ball. 125-yard difference in punt distance between the two. And then
That's
Baylor
tough.
also made the punter talk for the week with a net 10-yard punt because they elected Dave Veranda elected to punt from the 30
What is that?
and punted it out of the end zone.
That's what I knew. That's what I knew they were not going to be competitive in that game.
Yeah.
Anytime you punt from the 30, from the opponent's 30.
Opponent's 30. Goes out of the end zone. Opponent gets the ball at the 20. So
Love it. Love to see that kind of aggressiveness.
That's funny.
Micah, you ready to run it back?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's run it back.
Okay, it's time for Run It Back, the segment in which we talk about what we've already talked about. I don't know if you guys heard, but it's cutting season for Mocha Clappuccino. You can learn a lot about Spark Grills on today's Mind of Micah podcast. The squad said shouts to cancer today. Young Jock
doesn't seem
Ruff
right.
is going to jock on these hoes.
The way you spell jock is just truly
Not even close.
undeniably bad.
Walk. Walk. It's
I believe I
JOC,
misspelled it
by the
twice.
way.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, I don't know what you're gonna name, how you're gonna
Like,
spell
shout
your,
out-
your
shout
son's
out to
name.
He spells it JOC.
the Young
All right, well-
family, you've got YUNGJUACK. Rough. Anyhow, we'll continue.
I don't
We've got
know.
a title for the episode.
Continuing, Dave and Dylan are known to track packages at Lifetime Fitness.
Bet your ass.
The Cowboys have made Dave dead inside. KJ heard that Beldozer can sling it. Dave wants to see what Gary Gilbert's got. Thanksgiving is officially ruined.
Yep.
The DC line, the Washington football team's defensive line is hard, strong, and thick.
Facts.
Daniel Jones hit him with the D-man.
Oh, yeah.
Dave's a big muscle car guy. We all knew that. KJ was the third brother, we learned. Who? Mike Jones. Dave's in love with the Zozo, and there was a Haboob in Lubbock. It was real, and it was spectacular.
That's fun.
That was Run It
A
Back.
That's
round
a
of
fun
applause for
segment.
Micah. It just deserves so much more credit for that segment.
Mike is in his bag.
Did we did not give shouts to cancer. I've got issues.
We said we
jokingly.
kneel for cancer to
Yeah,
be,
we take a knee. It's very different.
That one's on me. Sorry.
That's okay. It's your segment. You do what you want. Do we miss anything, or we cover all the sports? I feel like we did a pretty
Boy,
good
we
job.
covered
there.
all the sports.
Are people? What are people? We should do a segment where we just kind of hypothesize what people are going to be most mad about, like what we botched. We don't have to start it today, but just going forward.
The Dodgers did play Atlanta in the series before this, by the way.
That's right.
Can't
Well,
say
we
I
talked
didn't
about
say
that
it.
at length.
Can't say I didn't say it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you guys Thursday night for the live stream. Check out Washed Media YouTube or youtube.com/washedmedia. 6:30 CST. We will see you then. Thank you. Goodbye.
See you next
Bye-bye.
Thursday.
Oh, I just hit the nail bag music. Nothing?
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
Damn! I'm just saying.